Hello everyone, welcome to Lukmaan IAS. Today we are going to do the Hindu newspaper analysis dated 20th of July 2022. So let us quickly look into these topics one by one that we are going to discuss for the day. So the first topic that we are going to discuss is related to citizenship. So here this article talks about over 1.6 lakh Indians gave up citizenship last year. Okay. So in this article we are going to understand about some rules related to citizenship, and also we are going to discuss like why Indians are giving up their citizenship, why they are renouncing their citizenship in detail. Okay. This topic is relevant from Indian polity point of view. Okay. It is important for the GS paper 2 of the mains exam and also important for the prelims exam. After this we are going to look into the second topic. This topic is government plans to extend Mission Buniyad. So in this article we are going to discuss about what is Mission Buniyad and what does Mission Buniyad aims, right, at. And after this we are going to also talk about like what was the recent step taken by the government, okay, taken by Delhi government. So this topic is also relevant from the point of view of Indian polity, especially under social justice section. After this we are going to look into another topic. This says all states agreed to GST changes on food items, finance minister. Okay. So now what has happened recently, the finance ministry or the government of India has decided to apply GST on food items. So in this article we are going to discuss about like on what kind of food items they are going to apply GST, right, and like why they are not applying GST on certain other kind of items, like what was the criteria of applying and not applying GST on the food items. So this is related to Indian economy, and this is important for GS paper 3 of the mains exam. After this we are going to look into another topic. It says CAG flags lack of spectrum price review for captive users. Okay. CAG stands for Comptroller and Auditor General of India. So in this article we are going to discuss about the role of Comptroller and Auditor General of India in specific cases like spectrum allocation and all. So we are going to discuss about it. Means like here CAG does auditing. Okay. So like they have found some activities have not been performed by one of the designated authorities. So we are going to discuss about this particular topic in detail. After this we are going to look into another topic. It says tunnel vision that is endangering India's history. Okay, so this topic is especially important from the viewpoint of art and culture, but like it is also relevant from Indian polity, okay, point of view. So in this article we are going to discuss about like when it comes to Indian history, when it comes to monuments, when it comes to protecting those monuments, right, what are the steps that are being taken by the government. We are going to discuss all of it in today's discussion. So let us quickly take the first topic for discussion today. Okay, so like this article talks about citizenship in India. So it says over 1.6 lakh Indians gave up citizenship last year, number highest in the last 5 years. This was said by the Ministry of Home Affairs. Okay, so like if we talk about like census is like how do we census is all about like calculation of the population of a country. In India we conduct the census exercise once every 10 years. Okay. So the last census data that is available to India is of 2011, and it was due to be conducted. The census exercise was due to be conducted in 2021, but because of COVID-19 it was not conducted, okay, that year. So what has happened now, the thing is like this particular data, and the census exercise falls under the Ministry of Home Affairs. So the population, if we talk about the population counting, their measures and anything related to population, it comes under the Ministry of Home Affairs. So we are going to discuss about like what does this article talk about. So recently the Ministry of Home Affairs was asked questions in the parliament that like what is the status of like people, Indians renouncing their citizenship, what is the status like why people are leaving India. So this minister, okay, like he is Minister of State for Home Affairs, Nityanand Rai. Okay, so he has responded to the questions in the parliament, and he has responded by giving facts and data. Okay, so according to his response, it was mentioned that like in the last year, like many Indians, like 1.6 lakh Indians, okay, gave up their citizenship. They have renounced their citizenship. And this 1.6 lakh, Indian citizens giving up their citizenship in just 1 year is the highest in the past 5 years. Like this is the highest number, okay, in a particular year, like if we compare the data from the past 5 years. So this was the thing. Now let us talk about like what is the reason that like people are renouncing or leaving their country, their renouncing their citizenship. They are giving up their citizenship. There can be many personal reasons, like job related reasons, employment reasons, many things. But the the minister has responded that like people gave up citizenship because of the reasons personal to them. Okay, we do not know exactly like for what reason which person has renounced the citizenship. So like as a general citizen, we are aware that like educated people or like people who are getting better employment opportunity, better living conditions, around the world in different countries. So like they are preferring to stay back there, and if they get a chance to apply for a like permanent visa, permanent stay thing, so they take up that citizenship. And I would like to share this to you that like India does not allow dual citizenship. We do not have the concept of dual citizenship. Means like a person who is a citizen of any other country, he cannot apply for citizenship for India. Means like he cannot have two citizenship at the same time. So Indian citizens, when they take up citizenship of any other country, so like voluntarily or automatically their citizenship will be will be withheld. Okay, this is the thing. Or they can apply for renouncing their citizenship from India. Okay, so at one particular time, one person is legally allowed to hold citizenship of only one country. Okay, like in case of India, if they are Indian citizens, like they will not be considered citizens of other countries. If they take up citizen of other countries, so by default as per law, their Indian citizenship will be cancelled. Okay, so this is the thing. Now if we talk about if we talk about citizenship in India, okay, citizenships is mentioned in Constitution of India. Okay, so it is mentioned from article number 5 to article number 11. They talk about like who was the citizenship at the time of at the time when like India got independence. And so there are multiple provisions that are mentioned in that thing. Apart from this, we also have Citizenship Act, okay, 1951. So that Citizenship Act actually regulates the citizenship in India. So it clearly mentions like what is the way through which like people can apply for Indian citizenship. What is the way in which like people can renounce their citizenship, or like citizenship can be taken away from them. So there are multiple ways like this. Okay, so like when it comes to someone applying for citizenship, or the ways of acquiring citizenship are like someone by birth can be a citizen of India. He can be a naturalized citizen of India by descent. Okay, so by registration, we do have multiple processes through which like people can apply for citizenship in India. Okay, and at the same time, right, there are different ways of losing citizenship also. People can voluntarily give up their citizenship. Okay, and at the same time, like if they acquire citizenship of any other country, in that case their Indian citizenship will be cancelled. Apart from this, like if someone has applied citizenship by means of any by fraudulent means, so their citizenship can be cancelled as soon as it is detected by the Ministry of Home Affairs. So there are multiple things associated with this. So this article actually talks about the data, like how many people have renounced their Indian citizenship. Okay, so this is the thing. This article also talks about like over 78,000 Indians acquired the US citizenship, and it is the highest among all other countries. And India does not allow dual citizenship. Okay, apart from this, like many Indians have acquired citizenship like in Canada, United Kingdom, in Italy, Netherlands, New Zealand, Singapore, the United States, Pakistan, Nepal, etc. Okay, so there are many people like who are acquiring citizenship around the world. So with this, let us take another topic. So in this article we are going to talk about Mission Buniyad. Okay, so this article says that government plans to extend Mission Buniyad. So what is Mission Buniyad? Basically Mission Buniyad is our literacy program. Okay, under this program government of Delhi plans to impart literacy to the school going children, so that like they can read and they can solve basic mathematical problems and all. Okay, so that they can understand how to read, okay, and at the same time how to calculate mathematical problems. So that is known as Buniyad. Buniyad means something very foundation, very very basic to something. Okay, so this is Mission Buniyad. So it is, this particular Mission Buniyad is associated with imparting literacy among the students, among the school going kids, young kids. So what has happened, the Delhi government has announced Mission Buniyad during the summer vacation time after the COVID-19. Okay, why? Because during COVID-19 many students, majority of the students were not going to school, so it has hampered their learning capacity, it has hampered their regular learning progress. So that's why Delhi government has come up with Mission Buniyad, so that young children can be imparted the literacy skills during the summer vacation. And that scheme was very successful of the Delhi government, and after then they have constituted a committee, and in that committee they have discussed in detail what are the things that can be done, so that we can take forward the Mission Buniyad. Okay, so as part of this particular mission, they have conducted meeting of the heads of the schools, okay, to discuss about way forward related to it, and government is planning to extend the Mission Buniyad to another level, so that they can impart literacy skills to larger section of the population. Okay, so this is the thing. The State Council of Education, Research and Training held a joint orientation program on Mission Buniyad for 2,700 heads of government schools under the Directorate of Education and the MCD to discuss the achievements and learning from the previous phase of Mission Buniyad. And in this particular mission, they are going to build foundational skills for the students at the school level. Okay, so it also focuses on drawing a roadmap to further strengthen the foundational learning skills of students. Okay, so they have mentioned about basic other things. Okay, so with this, let us take another topic, the third topic for the day. Okay, so this topic says all states agreed to GST changes on food items. Finance Minister. Move was critical to curb tax leakages, she says, terming it as much needed one. Okay, so what has recently happened? The Ministry of Finance or the Finance Minister has decided that they are going to apply GST on food items. GST stands for Goods and Services Tax. So this is an indirect tax that is applied to goods and services across states in India. So we have multiple components of GST also. On one part we have a state GST, which is in short known as SGST. Then we have central GST, which is also known as CGST. Apart from this, we have integrated GST, which is known as IGST. Okay, so there are different types of GST, and apart from this, GST rates also are categorized into different slabs. Okay, so there are some goods that are taxed at 5%, then at 12%, then 18%, then 28%. So there are different types of items. So on the basis of the goods or services, the government of India has decided that this particular tax will be applicable. Okay, so recently before this, there were many food items that were already taxed, that were branded, but there are many food items, they are packaged but they are not branded and they were not applied GST. So recently many states have recommended the Finance Ministry or GST Council to apply GST, okay, on those packaged food items. So the Finance Minister has decided that the committee has decided that they are going to apply GST on the food items. Okay, they are going to apply GST on the food items. But which food items are they going to apply GST and which food items they are not going to apply GST? They are not going to apply GST on unpackaged food items. Those food items that are not packaged, GST will not be applicable. Then if we talk about packaged food items, GST will be applicable. So in this article they have mentioned in detail, okay. So Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said that the decision to levy the goods and services tax, in short GST, on unbranded, pre-packed and pre-labeled food products was critical to curb tax leakages, okay. There are three things we need to understand: unbranded, pre-packed and pre-labeled, okay. Those food items that come under this particular category, unbranded, pre-packed and pre-labeled, okay. So in these items the government is going to apply GST, okay, and government says like it is very important to curb the tax leakages, okay, to curb the tax leakages, and it was not taken by one member, okay, of the GST council alone, as all the states had agreed to the move. So like if we talk about the move of the GST council, so almost all members have accepted the application of GST in you know, pre-packaged, unbranded, pre-packed and pre-labeled food items, but just one member did not accept it. Apart from this, all other have, you know, given their consensus to this. The minister emphasized that all food items including wheat, pulses, rice, maize, curd, lassi would be exempt from GST when sold loose, while noting that a lot of misconceptions had been spread about council decisions to reconsider the approach for imposing GST on the food items. So now on these food items, if they are packed, okay, if they are pre-packed, unbranded or pre-labeled, so like they are going to apply GST. If these are not packed, okay, if these are sold loose, so GST will not be applicable on them, okay. So this is the thing. So like, you know, there are further multiple points that was, you know, said. So taking this into account, when GST was rolled out, a GST rate of 5% was made applicable on branded cereals, pulses, flour. Later this was amended to tax only such items which were sold under registered brands or brand on which enforceable right was not foregone to supplier, okay. So now, I mean, like they have made just little changes, because earlier they were applying GST only on branded, you know, packets, but now they are also including you know, unbranded packets also. They are applying GST on unbranded packets as well. So that's all in this article. So this is just an update on GST, okay. And so this is the thing. So the government also has a GST fitment committee, and this committee actually, you know, looks into the affair, like, you know, on which items they need to apply GST or not, okay. So this is a committee that recommends that, like, you know, on these items GST can be applicable, on these items GST should not be applied and all. So this is just a recommendatory you know, committee of the GST council itself, okay. So here like, you know, they have mentioned that to conclude, this decision was a much needed one to curb tax leakages. It was considered at various levels, to including by officers, by the group of ministers. It was finally recommended by the GST council with the complete consensus of all members, okay. So this was the statement by Ms. Sitharaman, Nirmala Sitharaman, okay. She is the finance minister of India. So with this we will take another article. So in this article we are going to discuss about another topic. It says CAG flags lack of spectrum price review for captive users. DOT also yet to finalize the spectrum assignment policy, okay. So here we are going to understand about CAG. CAG means Comptroller and Auditor General of India, okay. Comptroller and Auditor General of India is a constitutional body, okay. So this constitutional body is mandated with auditing the accounts of the central government, of the state government, of the organizations of the central government and of the state governments, okay. All government bodies, okay, all government bodies that are, they may be corporate bodies and all. So all of that are, I mean, like majority of them are audited by the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. So recently what has happened, so the Comptroller and Auditor General of India recently notified that Department of Telecom, okay, they did not finalize the spectrum assignment policy, okay, like how I mean, like, you know, so they did not review the price for the assignment of spectrum to captive users. Okay, captive users means like those users like that are going to use the spectrum in a particular range, in a particular area. Okay, they are captive users. So I have discussed about it in my previous discussion when I discussed about 5G spectrum allocation and various things associated with that. So here just we need to understand that the role of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India is to audit the thing, and they have identified the Department of Telecom did not review the price for the captive users. Okay, so they have now it is the responsibility of the Department of Telecom that they should revise the price and they should make it clear like how much they are going to charge. Okay, how much they are going to charge for spectrum allocation to captive users. Okay, so this is the article all about. The Comptroller and Auditor General has pulled up the Telecom Department for not finalizing policy on spectrum assignment for captive users and flagged the absence of spectrum price review for captive users administratively. In this report, so CAG also came up with a report. The name of the report is highlighted using blue color, green color here. So here the report said management of spectrum assigned on the administrative basis to government or department agencies. Okay, so this is the name of the report. Management of spectrum assigned on the administrative basis to government departments or agencies. Okay, the CAG asked the Department of Telecom to review the spectrum pricing mechanism for captive users to incentivize ministries, departments and agencies and for maintaining a spectrum management discipline. They may also consider differential pricing depending on the features and uses of various spectrum bands. It noted that despite receiving a legal opinion in July 2021 on its own reference regarding the method for allotment of spectrum for captive users including government departments, DOT has not finalized the policy. Okay, so this thing like when it comes to approval and finalization of policy, what is the name of the department? The name of the department is Digital Communications Commission. So this Digital Communications Commission is the apex body. It is the top level body. Okay, it is the top level body for telecom policy formulation. Okay, so under DOT, like Department of Telecom is a big body, we would say. There is a body which is Digital Communications Commission. This commission actually formulates the policy. Okay, so they have yet not finalized the policy on this behalf. With this, we will take another topic. Okay. This is the last topic for the day, and in this topic we are going to discuss in detail related to some of the provisions of the Archaeological Survey of India. Okay, so there is an act also associated with this. So let us understand what the author wants to talk about. Okay, so author says tunnel vision that is endangering India's history. The planned revision of section 20 of the Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act is ruinous. Okay, so the author has highlighted that this particular act, okay, which is Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act 1958, the government wants to amend this particular act. So that planned revision, the author is saying that revision of this act is going to be is not going to be worthwhile. It is going to be ruinous. It is going to disrupt. It is going to change the proper structure of the things. Okay, so the author is against, okay, author has taken a viewpoint against the revision of section 20 of this particular act. Okay, so author has given multiple viewpoints related to it. So we are going to discuss about this thing in this article. Okay, so close on the heels of unveiling of a bronze statue of the national emblem atop the new Parliament House building. Okay, so recently, according to the media reports, okay, according to media reports, this so you might have seen emblem on the new Parliament building. Okay, recently the Prime Minister of India has inaugurated the emblem on the new Parliament building. But as part of the it is in the media report that government is actually going to revise this particular thing to to consider that this particular bill will provide more teeth to the Archaeological Survey of India. Means the author is saying that like they are going to make changes, and that change is not going to be a good thing. Okay, so now author has mentioned that consider a current law, section 20 of this particular act, which is also known as AMASR Act, okay, Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act of 1958, last amended in 2020. So this particular act was amended 12 years back. Okay, prohibits construction within a 100-meter radius of all Archaeological Survey of India protected monuments and regulates activities within another 300-meter radius. The new bill proposes to revise this section. Henceforth, expert committee will decide on the extent of the prohibited and regulated areas around each monument and activities permitted herein. The ASI protects around, okay, so the author is saying the Archaeological Survey of India protects around 3,700 archaeological sites and ancient monuments in India. Okay, so this is the thing. Now the author is of the viewpoint that like so to maintain the integrity of the archaeological sites, so we should not allow any kind of construction activities within a radius of 100 meters. And under this particular act, the Archaeological Survey of India is also looking after any other activity, okay, regulating any other activity 300 meters, I mean like after the 100-meter coverage. Okay, so this is the monument, up to 100 meter no construction activity is there. From 100 meter to I mean like 400 meter, which is like 300 more meters. So here they are going to regulate the activities. Okay, they are going to check like which activity will be allowed, which activity will not be allowed related to construction. Okay, so now here the author is saying that like what has happened, like whenever some historians they want to do research on those sites that are archaeological, okay, that are protected by ASI, so they have to go into those sites, they have to identify the samples, they have to dig some of the sites, they have to so the author is saying that the area around the protected site, they act as the textbook for the researchers. Means like the area actually gives lot of information to the researchers. If construction activity is allowed in nearby area, so like those historical evidences are tampered with. Okay, why they are tampered with? Because like various kind of activities actually actually temper the sanctity of the information that may be available there. Okay, so the information gets disrupted from there. So the author is of the viewpoint that like the government of India should not change those provisions, okay, that protects the archaeological sites and also prohibits construction around those sites. Okay, this is the thing. So author has said that it endangers the commons. Okay, it endangers the common. Rezoning land around ASI protected monuments into industrial, commercial or even residential plots will thus deprive human and animal communities of much needed commons. Okay, so here the author is saying that like we should not allow construction activity. So those areas must be left protected, and at the same time it should be made accessible to the people, to the animal outside, so that like it remains as it is. Okay, so this is the thing. You can read this article in your free time to understand the detail. Okay, so that's all that we had to discuss for the day. Thank you so much everybody for attending today's session. I hope you have a good day ahead. Thank you.
Welcome to Lukmaan IAS. Study General Studies with Lukmaan IAS for building comprehensive knowledge. GS paper 2 and 4 will be taken by S. Ansari and other papers will be covered by renowned faculties. Live classes are as effective as offline classes. The classes are highly interactive in nature. Your doubts and queries will be addressed and there will be dictation of notes. In the last 10 years, Lukmaan IAS has set up a niche in the field of UPSC guidance.